Assalamualaikum to our respective panels, Dr. Aida Abdullah and Puan Maya Sapura. We are from Bachelor Administrative Science, AM22 at 6B. My name is Qurratu Ain binti Jarul.
And my name is Nur Syahira Nadia binti Baharin.
Okay, firstly, let's look on our research background. So, according to Gonzalez Videgaray 2007, e-learning is learning based on information and communication technologies with pedagogical interaction between students and the content, students and the instructors, or among students through the web. Online learning is education that takes place over the internet. It is often referred to as e-learning, among other terms. However, online learning is just one type of distance learning, the umbrella term for any learning that takes place across distance and not in a traditional classroom. Evidential studies have identified few factors that influence the performance of students in UiTM Seremban 3 for such convenience, minimized commuting time, and technology advanced support. Thus, this study was conducted to examine the influence of convenience, minimized commuting time, and technology advanced support towards the performance of students in UiTM Seremban 3. Moving on to problem statement. Preliminary study in Malaysia for reviewing students' knowledge and understanding has shown that several students in higher education institutions have low knowledge of online learning. The study also found that students have a negative attitude to collect information tools to develop their knowledge. It is also to be said that the students' knowledge, attitudes, and students' awareness is very low even though they have studied the topic.
Next is research objective. On this study, we have come up with 3 research objectives, which is to study whether there is any significant relationship with these 3 factors: convenience, minimized commuting time, and also technology advanced support, on the effect of the student performance. First objective is to examine the influence of the convenience on the student performance. Next is to examine the influence of minimized commuting time on the student performance. And last is to examine the influence of technology advanced support on the student performance. We move on to the next part, which is research question. On this study, we also come up with 3 research questions, which is to find out whether there is any significant relationship with these 3 factors: convenience, minimized commuting time, and also technology advanced support. First question is, does convenience influence the student performance on online learning? Second is, does commuting time influence the student performance on online learning? And the last is, does technology advanced support influence the student performance on online learning? We also want to find out which is the most influential factor that affects the student performance at UiTM Seremban 3. You can see this is the conceptual framework of relationship between online learning towards student performance at UiTM Seremban Negeri Sembilan and the factor that influence the student performance during online learning. Therefore, the independent variable consists of 3 variables known as convenience, minimized commuting time, and also technology advanced support. So this independent variable will be used in data collection to find out is there any significant relationship between independent variable and dependent variable.
This is hypothesis. There are 3 of them. Firstly, convenience. Lundin in 2014 stated that online learning is studying online using various electronic media, and it can bring the benefits such as students can access to materials, education in general, at any times and places. This means that online learning positively affects student lives by being convenient to access the study materials and information. It can be seen that this is a proof where there is significant and positive relationship between the convenience on students' performance at UiTM Seremban. Second is about minimized commuting time. Roshahida et al. Stated that for students who are engaged in distance learning, especially those who have work, e-learning will facilitate them in the learning process as they do not have to attend lectures and can refer and get information quickly. This can be proof that there is significant and positive relationship between the minimized commuting time on students' performance at UiTM Seremban. Lastly, technology advanced support. This study significantly confirmed with the finding in the study by Godzicki, Crowell, and Michaels in 2013 that it is more probable that students partake in an activity merely because technology is used. Thus, it can be accepted that there is significant and positive relationship between technology advanced support on students' performance at UiTM Seremban.
Here are the research methods that have been applied in this study. First, research design. In this study, we are using cross-sectional design by using quantitative methods, where the primary data sources are required from UiTM Seremban 3 students, where they need to complete it about their perception towards online learning and how it affects them. For the unit analysis, we have chosen the UiTM Seremban 3 in order to complete this case study. Next is sample. A sample size is subset of the population chosen for sampling or research. The total number based on UiTM Seremban website is stated that the population students are 5,000. Therefore, in this study, we only choose 270 students as respondents to collect their data according to the questionnaire distribute.
Now I'm going to explain on demographic findings. The results of respondents for our survey shows that most of the respondents is female with number of 219 or 81.1%. The majority of the respondents' age is 21 to 23 years old for 127 respondents or 33.3%, while the list is 27 and above for 9 respondents or 3.3%. Most of the respondents are from FSPBP faculty for 118 respondents or 43.7%, and the least to answer is FSR for 54 respondents or 20%. Many of the respondents are currently undertaking degree holder for 194 respondents or 71.9%. The highest number of respondents are currently in semester 6 with 93 numbers or 34.4%. 173 respondents are taking 6 to 10 subjects for current semester, and the list is more than 10 subjects for 8 respondents or 32.6%. Majority of the respondents score 3.0 to 3.5 CGPA or 53%, and the list is below 3 or for 39 respondents or 14.4%.
In this table show that the reliability result of the actual field of the study. The Cronbach alpha value should be more than 0.6% to determine the reliability of the variable, as the results show that our results are according to the 0.6 until 0.8. Therefore, all the variables involved can be reliable and can be trusted. Based off this table, in terms of the normality result, it shows that the impact of each independent variable in terms of convenience, minimized commuting time, and the technology's advanced support between the student performance during online learning. According to Mardian 1985, in order to show the normal distribution, the value of skewness should fall within the range of -2 until +2. Otherwise, the distribution for the corresponding products departs from normality. All the tables show are considered normal. It is because of all variables are in between -2 until +2.
Okay, moving on to research recommendations. Firstly is the role of educators. Online learning may not be as fun as face-to-face classes since students are not able to meet with their classmates. Thus, educators should be able to attract students' attention so that students will always focus more on their studies. Next, government's role. Many students, teachers, and parents are still struggling with online learning methods. Thus, government should come up with better solutions since the problems faced align with the advancement of technology. Lastly, students' management time. Students should manage their time wisely since online learning is basically up to how or when will students complete their tasks, and students should also be serious with their attitude towards lecture. Limitation of study and future research recommendation. Firstly, lack of sample. To complete this research, we found out that it is hard to collect data or gather respondents to answer the online survey due to the downsizing sample to focus on the students in UiTM Seremban 3 only. In future, we hope that others can widen their sample to involve other universities as well. Second, quantitative study. Since we use the quantitative approach that only focuses on the quantity of data, there might be some error in the finding. Thus, we hope that in future others will use qualitative study as well to have better findings. Lastly, research variable. In this study, there were only 3 independent variables to study. Thus, there were not much variation on the variable that limited us to find more factors. Therefore, in future, we hope that there will be more independent variables for more factors.
As conclusion, we have been noticed that student performance can be influenced by these 3 factors: convenience, minimize commuting time, and also the technology advanced support. This research main aim was to examine whether there is significant relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable. And also, the researcher can gain new knowledge on the purpose study conducted during this case study, which is develop new knowledge on how to ferment SPSS and the reliability result test of normality and also the Pearson correlation. The researcher also thrive in order to gain active participant from students in all courses and faculties in UiTM Seremban 3. So, I think this is the end of our presentation. That's all from us. Thank you to all the panel and have a great day ahead.